Happy Father's Day, everybody. It is a great Sunday. The Giants salvage one against the Dodgers. It is Sunday, June 17th. The Giants salvage a game. They win 4-1 over the dreaded LA Dodgers. This is Giants Roundup. You can follow on Twitter, join the Crook and Kite page on Facebook. Most importantly, please be kind and hit that subscribe button. Yes, the Giants don't get swept today, and it is a good Sunday. And Chris Stratton was stellar on the mound, gives up one unearned run. And Nick Hundley. Give me a second, let me turn on some light. What can I say about Nick Hundley? He starts off the offense with a home run to left center field. The Giants take the early lead 2-0. And the Giants win it on only 3 hits today. A really good job on capitalizing on what little hits they had. They only strand 3 runners. And then later in the first inning, Muncy scores on an error by Nick Hundley, and that would make it 2-1. And that would be the only unearned run Chris Stratton would allow today. Really good outing by Stratton. He improves to 8-4. And then in the third, Belt puts the exclamation point on this win with his 12th home run, a home run to left center field. It scores Gorkis Hernandez, and that would be your final score of 4-1. Welcome back, Brandon Belt. We definitely needed the long ball today, and Yasiel Puig, 0 for 3. Excellent. Keeping Pique Hernandez in the yard. Check. He did get 1 hit, but that was fine. He didn't leave the yard today. That's all good. Matt Kemp, 0 for 1. Check. 6 solid innings out of Stratton. He improves to 8-4 on the season. Check. And that was excellent there. Then they give it to the bullpen. Will Smith, 1 scoreless inning. Check mark. Mark Melancon comes in. He gives up a hit, but gets the hold, and there's a check mark there. Check. Then we go to Tony Watson, 2/3 scoreless innings. Check. And Hunter Strickland comes in, gets the save, 14th save out of the year out of 17 save ops. Checkmate. Gets that ERA down to 2.01. And Caleb Ferguson, 4 runs, 3 earned in 5 innings pitched. As the Dodgers are just going to be looking to get some healthy arms in the bullpen. Ferguson's definitely not ready for the show at this point with that 7.59 ERA. The bullpen was good today. Daniel Hudson, 2 scoreless innings, hits Gorkis with a pitch. And Gorkis, but the only 3 hits today came from McCutchen, Belt, and Hundley were your only 3 hits of the game. Another stink. It looks like Alan Hansen is starting to cool off at the plate. He strikes out 3 times today for the hat trick, goes 0 for 4. And he will be playing shortstop for the next couple games while Brandon Crawford goes on paternity leave starting tomorrow for the Marlin series. Panda, 0 for 3. He's starting to cool off a skosh. Mac Williamson goes 0 for 4 with a strikeout. And then Austin Jackson comes in and subs for him. He goes 0 for 1. This is the time but we need to see that batting average go up a skosh for Mac Williamson at this point. At some point, if Williamson does not turn it around, it could be with Austin. Well, then again, Austin Slater has started cooling off in Sacramento. So the Bats are kind of right now in a Looks like the June gloom has hit the bats as of right now for a lot of the bats. So I don't know. Maybe it gives him a little bit more rope, but it's time to start making a move with that for certain there. I think what would be also the Giants did gain a game on both LA and Arizona today. They are now 5 games out of first place. Arizona has dropped back to back games, so they're going to be 4 games back, 4.5 games back of Arizona after today. So that's good news there. And best part is we did fail. LA fails to gain any ground on Arizona, so can't complain about that. Now though, the Giants go home, and this is not. And yeah, they're playing cellar dweller teams coming up, but it's still not going to be easy against Miami. They get Miami at home, they get the Padres at home, then they get Colorado at home. Should be win. Emphasis is should be winnable. But you saw how bad the Giants shit the bed in Miami the last series, so you can't take anything for granted at this rate. And certainly other players like Miami, JT Realmuto, he's certainly trying to showcase himself for a trade. You've certainly got bullpen guys. Eric Lou is certainly trying to showcase himself for a possible trade somewhere. So it'll be interesting to see. This will also probably the last time for the Giants for them to shine with the youngsters, as after this series, probably on the San Diego series, we are likely going to see the return of Jeff Samardzija. So certainly last opportunity for Derek Rodriguez to make an impression. The Andy Suarez against Caleb Smith tomorrow night for game 1. And then game 2 tomorrow will be, and then game 2 on Tuesday will be Derek Rodriguez against Dan Straley. Straley's kind of been sputtering scuffling as of late. And the Giants were able to take advantage of the struggles of Dan Straley in the last game. And Derek Rodriguez, this is quite possibly his last start as a Giant before going back to the minors. With Jeff Samardzija likely to be activated next weekend. And then Wednesday, there'll be no vodcast Wednesday. There'll be a matinee game. There'll be Jose Urena versus Derek Holland. And Holland's kind of struggled at home. And then Urena, his record is kind of deceptive. He's 2-8 on the year, but his ERA is only 4.18. When he started, he just has not gotten any run support, so that's certainly something there. And of course, he saw it the last series with Miami. They can't really afford to sleep on the fish this time. These are you got to take care of business against Miami. Then after Miami, I think they get 3 against the Padres, 4. Okay, 4. Then you got 4 against the Friars, beginning June 21st. June 22nd will be Beatles night. And San Diego, they did lose the series to Atlanta. We'll get to that when we get to the MLB Roundup later. But certainly San Diego, they're playing pretty good baseball as of late, and they're not by no means out of it either. So they need to take care of business against the Friars. That's another team they need to take care of business against. And then they get Colorado to finish off the home, and Colorado's never been an easy task for the Giants. No matter how good or bad the Rockies are, they always give the Giants issues. And certainly we will. It'll be nice getting Samardzija, and hopefully we'll get the good Samardzija that hopefully he can. Hopefully he won't struggle as bad, and hopefully his velocity will be up to where it should be when he comes back off the disabled list. And then after that homestand, they go. They don't get too many roadies further east until August, but they are going to be playing some top caliber teams in the month of July, and that's there's going to be no gimmies coming up for the Giants. There's going to be no gimmies coming up, and they need to. This is the time to make a run. This is the time to make a run. And I want to see what's up with Johnny Cueto if he's going to be on a rehab assignment soon. Okay, he will go to live batting practice tomorrow. So we'll see how Cueto does with in live batting practice as of tomorrow. And it looks like if he passes, so that's excellent news there. It looks like Johnny Cueto will probably, if things go well at the batting practice session on Monday, he will start a rehab assignment probably by this week next weekend. So that's really good news. So we'll get Cueto back probably right in time for the next road trip. So that's definitely some good news there. So we could have Quaid. So and the rotation doesn't look too terribly bad after that. It'll be you'll have Bumgarner. Who, yeah, but granted, Bumgarner's kind of still in spring training, and I expect his command will be better with each game. The pitch count was excellent yesterday, so certainly maybe another game or two you'll get that command. You'll get that command intact. That could be good. And then Samarja, hopefully he'll have better control of the ball. Hopefully, we'll see how he does in his next rehab start in Sacramento. And then Cueto was dealing before he got hurt, and certainly he getting Cueto back is just as good as a trade right there. And then the back end of your rotation will be Stratton and Holland. That rotation looks much better than what we have now. No offense to the youngsters, and you know what? The youngsters haven't been too terrible the last couple games. I think they're starting to, but certainly they could build on this major league experience and give Sacramento hopefully a boost before they fall out of it against Fresno. As it looks like in the minors, Fresno's starting to pull away with the division, so the River Cats could use some nice arms right there. Yeah, I'm getting a brain freeze, so give me a second here. But for the Giants, it's time. If you want to commit to a run, if you don't want to be selling at the deadline, this is the time to make a run. Got to take care of business again. These are take care of a Miami team that's likely to fire sale. Take care, make the Friars look like a last place team. Colorado, their pitching's been terrible as of late. They need to take advantage of this. I can't see any reason why they cannot get can't get a winning homestand here, and that is critical. If they lose this homestand, you could be starting to find the Giants in sellers mode. And for those who want, and you know, and certainly Williamson, that batting average needs to go up a skosh. That batting average certainly needs to get up a skosh, or else it will be time to see Austin Slater, no matter how bad he's struggling as of late. but you can't keep trotting out Williamson, who's hitting 235. That's just not cutting it. All right, let's go to the MLB Roundup for today. In 11 innings on the other side of the bay, the A's win the series against the Angels. This was a pretty big, important series win for the A's, who have not done well against divisional opponents this year. Taking the win is Brent Trainen. Taking the loss is rookie Jake Jewell. Jed Lowry goes 2 for 5. Mark Canha goes 2 for 4 for the A's today. Hits his 8th home run of the year. Marcus Semien hits his 8th home run of the year. And for the Halos, Albert Pujols hits his 11th home run of the year. Chris Young his 5th home run of the year. And yeah, it was not a great outing for Daniel Mangden. He's looked mortal as of the last 2 outings. He goes 5 2/3, gives up 4 earned. Bullpen was good though. Yasmero Petit gives up an earned run and 1 1/3, but Casilla was lights out. Emilio Pagan lights out. Blake Trainen two solid innings, and the bats were able to bail out Mangden today. Andrew Heaney, eight innings pitched, 3 earned. Blake Parker blows a save, 2 earned runs. No, Bedrosian blows the save. My bad. But the A's improved to 32, 36, and 36. And the Halos, 38 and 34 on the year. And I think the Angels are in trouble at this point. They just don't have any pitching, and the injuries are just starting to pile up for the LA Angels at this point. I think they could find themselves being a seller if they're not careful. In the desert, the D-backs lose to the Mets 5-3, taking the win. Jay Roos Familia taking the loss. Brad Boxberger, who gets pummeled for 4 earned runs and 2/3 of an inning pitch. Brandon Nimmo goes 3 for 5 for the Mets today. And Boxberger, his 3rd blown save of the year. And Familia gives up. Zach Wheeler was pretty good. I certainly think he could be a trade chip for the Mets if they do sell at the deadline. 2 earned runs and 6 innings pitched. Clay Buchholz, he was good. But Boxberger, man, not a good day for Boxberger. It was a grand sal. And Boxberger has only gave up 2 home runs until today, as Cabrera and Nimmo both hit home runs off of Boxberger to win the game. In Baltimore, the Orioles snap a 9-game losing streak against the Miami Marlins, 10-4, taking the win. Dylan Bundy taking the loss. Trevor Richards, who gets pummeled for 6 earned runs and 3 1/3 innings pitched. Mark Trumbo goes 3 for 5. He's certainly going to have some trade value as the Orioles start to fire sale here. Trumbo hits his 4th home run of the year. Manny Machado goes 2 for 5. Eric Dietrich 2 for 3. Justin Bour hits 2 home runs today. And it just was. And Bundy 4 earned and 6 innings pitched. And the route was on for Baltimore today. And the Toronto Blue Jays sweep the Washington Nationals 8-6. So it felt like the old Expos Blue Jays rivalry as they take down their former Canadian rival when they were in Montreal. Ryan Madsen takes the loss, 2 earned and 1 inning pitch, taking the win. Ryan Tepera. Oscar Hernandez goes 3 for 4 for Toronto. Randall Grichuk 3 for 3. And Grichuk hits 2 home runs, his 7th of the year. Yangervis Solarte hits his 15th home run. Hernandez and Solarte hit back-to-back jacks today in Toronto. Michael Taylor goes 3 for 4 for the Nationals. And Bryce Harper only hitting 217. So his his price for next year is free falling. And Tanner Rourke only goes 4 innings, 4 earned allowed. Sal Gavligio, three runs, 2 earned, and 4 innings pitched. And it was a bullpen game. Joe Biagini, 2 earned and 1 1/3 innings pitched. Ryan Madsen gives up 2 earned to lose it. Tyler Clippard gives up an earned run to blow the save. And now Washington falls 3.5 back of Atlanta. As hot Atlanta right now is hot. In Cleveland, they salvage a game against the Twins today, 4-1, taking the win. Shane Bieber taking the loss. Jake Odorizzi. Eduardo Escobar goes 3 for 4. Robbie Grossman 2 for 3 for the Twins. Lonnie Chisenhall 2 for 3 for the Tribe. And Cody Allen gets his 14th save of the year. In Atlanta today, the Braves beat the Padres 4-1. Julio Teheran coming back from injury looked great. 6 scoreless innings, 11 strikeouts. Taking the loss is Jose Castillo. Nick Markakis goes 3 for 4 for the Braves. Tyler Flowers goes 2 for 3 as Kurt Suzuki left the game with an injury. And the Braves are now 42-29 on the year. The Reds salvage one against the Pirates today, 8-6, taking the win. Anthony Desclafini taking the loss. Joe Musgrove, who gets pummeled for 6 earned runs in 4 1/3 innings pitched. Gregory Polanco goes 3 for 3 for the Pirates today. Billy Hamilton goes 3 for 4. Yes, and he's his batting average is still not at 2. He's a little close to the Mendoza line now. And then Edgar Santana gives up 2 earned and 1 inning pitched. Amir Garrett 2 earned and 1 inning pitched for the Reds. In the Bronx today, the Rays take one against the Yankees 3-1, taking the win. Chad Rowe, Hazro, taking the loss. CC Sabathia, who strikes out 10 in a losing effort, just did not get any run support. Former Giant Matt Duffy goes 3 for 4, improves his batting average to 318 on the year. So it's great to see Matt Duffy doing well in Tampa this year. Didi Gregorius goes 2 for 3. And then Hicks drops the bat after a solo home run. And that probably drew the ire of the. Ooh, and Sabathia hit Duffy with a pitch today, too. And in Milwaukee, the Phillies beat the Brewers 10-9, taking the win. Tommy Hunter taking the loss. Chase Anderson 6 earned and 5 1/3 innings pitched. Jesus Aguilar take 3 for 5 for the Brewers today. Maikel Franco 2 for 3 for the Phillies. Odubel Herrera 3 for 4 for the Phillies. Rhys Hoskins hits his 10th home run of the year. Franco his 9th. Herrera his 9th home run of the year. Aaron Nola only goes 4 innings, allows 4 walks. Chase Anderson gets pounded for 6 earned and 5 1/3 innings pitched. Taylor Williams, 2 1/3 and 2 innings pitched. 2/3 of an innings pitched. Hector Neris gets bombed for 4 earned in 2/3 of an inning pitched. Jake Thompson picks up his second save of the year. And Thams gets beaned, and Williams gets beaned by Anderson. And now the Brewers and Cubs are tied as of right now, as the Cubs and Cardinals currently are playing on Sunday Night Baseball. In Chicago, the Tigers take one against the White Sox 3-1, taking the win, Blaine Hardy, taking the loss, James Shields. Gives up 3 earned, just did not get any run support today. And in Kansas City today, that the Astros sweep the Royals 7-4, and the Astros have now won 11 games in a row. Evan Gattis 3 for 4 today for the Astros. Carlos Correa with his 13th home run of the year. Lance McCullers strikes out 9 in 6 innings pitched. And Brandon Maurer gives up 2 earned without recording an out. Tim Hill, an earned run in 1/3 of an inning pitched. In Kansas City, who knows how much longer it's going to be. And in a slugfest in Arlington today, the Rangers beat the Rockies 13-12. Taking the win is Jesse Chavez. Taking the loss, Wade Davis, who gets pounded for 4 earned runs in 1/3 of an inning pitched, and the Rockies fall to 4th place. And this has got to be concerning if you're Colorado. Gerardo Parra goes 3 for 4 for the Rockies. Travis LeMahieu with his 7th home run of the year. Trevor Story with his 15th home run of the year. Another poor outing out of John Gray today. 6 runs, 5 earned. Nine strikeouts, which is great. The problem is that ERA is 5.89, which is not all that wonderful. Giovanni Gallardo gets the start for the Rangers, gives up 5 earned and 5 innings pitched. That's not all that wonderful. Alex Claudio, 2 earned and 1 inning pitched for Texas. Jake McGee, 2 earned and 1 1/3 innings pitched for Colorado. Brian Shaw, an earned run in 1/3 of an inning pitched. And Yao for Wade Davis, 4 earned in 1/3 of an inning pitched. His ERA swells to 4.55 on the year, and that would be his 4th blown save of the season. And Jose Leclerc, 1/3 of an inning pitched in 3 earned runs. Jesse Chavez, 2 earned. So pitching was optional today. Chirinos gets hit by a pitch, and Odor gets hit by a pitch. And for Colorado, I don't know. Is it right now, with it almost being time for buyers or sellers at this rate? Is Colorado going to be in sell mode if things don't turn around soon? That's going to be a big question for the Rockies. And in Seattle today, the Red Sox clobber the Mariners 9-3, taking the win. Eduardo Rodriguez taking the loss. Mike Leake. D. Gordon goes 3 for 5 for the Mariners. And Nelson Cruz crushes one 442 feet for the Mariners today. Andrew Benintendi goes 3 for 4 for the Red Sox today. Xander Bogaerts hits his 12th home run of the year. Devers his 11th home run of the year. And Chasen Bradford 3 earned and 2/3 of an inning pitched. And Seattle's now a game and a half back of Houston. And currently in St. Louis on ESPN Sunday Night Baseball, no score between the Cubs and the Cardinals. Jose Quintana on the mound for the Cubs, and Jack Flaherty on the mound for the Cardinals. And down on the farm today, the River Cats get blanked by the Baby Cakes 3-0. Taking the win, Dylan Peters taking the loss, gives up 3 earned runs out of the bullpen today is Tyler Beatty. And it looks like Tyler Beatty has been demoted to the bullpen mercifully at this point, but it didn't help him today. 2 wild pitches, walks 1, strikes out 1. Not a good day to be Beatty, and if he continues to scuffle out of the pen, do I dare say it's time to maybe send Beatty to Double A? That is a scary thought, but the bats were the River Cats bats were terrible too. Austin Slater only goes 1 for 4. Looks like Steven Duggar got a day off today. Trevor Brown 1 for 2. Ryder Jones 1 for 3. Yeah, and Slater's batting average is down to 333. The River Cats fall to 33 and 37 on the year. And that's got to be really concerning if Beatty's struggles are carrying with him to the bullpen. So if that's happening, if this becomes a pattern, it might be time to move him down to Double A. Would not be I really don't like the idea of sending somebody back to. That would be sad if Beatty has to go from the show all the way back down to Double A to work on things, or if he has to hit the disabled list. I really think something is not right with Tyler Beatty, and it's got to be concerning. And in Fresno, the Grizzlies beat the Round Rock Express 6-1, and Fresno's now 42 and 27 on the year. And it looks like Elvis Andrus is in Round Rock right now making a rehab assignment. Rogelio Armenteros an earned run in 5 innings pitched, 4 strikeouts, 3 walks. And this week for the Grizzlies and the River Cats, next for Sacramento and Fresno will be all right, no come on, load, 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 load. Oops. I'm gonna go. Okay, when's looks like next for Fresno and Sacramento, they will both come home. That Fresno gets Albuquerque, Sacramento gets El Paso, and then after that, it will be El Paso for Sacramento. No, then Fresno gets Albuquerque, and then El Paso goes to Sacramento next Sunday. And that will be your PCL for this week. And the standings as of right now in the PCL for in the Pacific Northern Division, Sacramento has fallen to 33 and 37 on the year. They are now starting to fall down into the cellar as the bats have cooled off. So the River Cats have also fallen into a June swoon. And Fresno, they are threatening to pull away with the division at this rate at 42 and 27. Salt Lake, they're threatening to pull away with the Pacific Southern at 40 and 30. Memphis, 7.5 games up on Nashville at 41 and 28. And Oklahoma City 40 and 24. So seems like the first place teams in the PCL are really starting to get some separation from the other squads at this rate. So we'll see how that works out as we get into the month of July. And this is crazy. We are 2 weeks away from buyers or sellers. So it's time for Giants, let's get going. Got to take care of business against the Fish. I'll be back tomorrow night. Have a great Sunday and a happy Father's Day to everybody out there. Good night.